Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got a GSL cast here, and it is the winners match. I believe in Group C or Group D. We've got GUMIHO in the top right, up a series in the group, and going up against Hero, fighting for first place. Hero has got to usually be the favorite, but GUMIHO has been so good this year, beating guys like Maru consistently. Hero, though, maintains his position as a nemesis, a player who does so many tricky, messy, scrappy things, and I feel like GUMIHO is always doing something clever to get ahead, and then he just dies. Hero just surprises him with some uncharacteristic storm drop attack, charge lots come in from weird angles, and everything falls apart very quickly. It's always a fun, action-packed series, but I feel their games are very quick, so don't blink, it could be over very fast. Hero has skipped scouting. He's just going to go straight for a Nexus here after the Cybercore. GUMIHO went gas first into a super quick factory, a Marine, and a second depot. Now, we learned a little bit about GUMIHO's name. For those who don't know, a GUMIHO or a KUMIHO is apparently the Korean version of a Kitsune, the nine-tailed fox demon spirit. I guess it's a demon spirit thing. Hangs out in the forest, often in the form of a fox. But apparently it can very regularly, at least this version of it, take up the form of a sexy woman and try to seduce people so that it can then eat their heart and liver. And I kind of like that, because if I think about GUMIHO, he's a very tricky player. Fox is very sly, and his builds are sexy, and get me and most Terran players very excited watching him play. Just like a sexy demon spirit that's gonna then, you know, basically eat your bloody liver and your heart out. It's kind of, yeah, a folk succubus, I guess is one way of putting it, as Twitch chat's calling it, and that's kind of awesome. We've got the Cyclone on the way as well. We've got long descriptions on pronunciations of the words that I could read after this game, I think. Otherwise, I'll miss it. Apparently, the Korean G is a K if it's at the start of the word. Ah, but there's like two different forms of it, and this uses that version, which is why apparently we're going to still call him GUMIHO because that's his name at this point. But we've been calling him, pronouncing it wrong apparently this whole time. Ooh, Reaper's getting deflected. Cyclone cleans up the natural, so the Zealot goes down, but it did deny a lot of mining time. Reaper unable to get a probe kill. I'd say overall good start for Hero, but it's a super early Cyclone and a second Cyclone. And I really wonder, what do you do next as GUMIHO? It looks like he wants to go Starport. Interesting. He's got the reactor building Marines. It's going to be an Oracle opening for Hero. Now, Oracles beat the crap out of the new Cyclone one-on-one. And I remember a lot of people saw that when the new Cyclone came out, and Terran players were going, wow, this new Cyclone's terrible! As always, StarCraft players and gamers in general are known for their very cool, calm, and calculated takes. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, look at how badly it loses to an Oracle. And I was like, but you know you can build two for pretty much the same price and cost you used to be able to build one for, right? You don't need a tech lab. And two of them destroy an Oracle. Now, on the other hand, the old Cyclone, when it got a lock on, because its range was so long, you couldn't escape with the Oracle. Now you can escape, which makes the interactions more interesting, in my opinion. Dep's going to roll in, pick off that gas SCV, and then shade out. Nice maneuver, but too many Cyclones, man. There's 3 Cyclones out, so he's completely locked up defensively. Hero's going to go into Blink from there. 3-gate Blink, a very common follow-up to an Oracle opening, as you do not have anything that shoots up like Phoenix. Raven's on the way here for GUMIHO, and he's going to go for that second barracks. Third gas is on the way. 8 worker advantage for Hero. I'd say he's looking pretty decent. 4-minute 30 third base as well. Yeah, he's looking great if he can get away with this. He's a bit gassed. Oh, he's going... Whoa. Oracle charge? That's not a build. What in the hell? Phoenix charge is a build because at least you have some anti-air and you can pick up key units, but Oracle charge and then going Templar Archives. Okay, so he's expecting GUMIHO to do a very committed ground push. He wants to defend without even getting a robo up. He's just going to go, or Blink or Phoenix. He's like, as long as I have charge, feedback for the Raven and Psystorm, I can defend, and then I can add Blink and Phoenix and things like that later. I gotta say, it's a very cool playstyle. It's super uncharacteristic. It's abnormal, and that's, I mean, Hero in a nutshell, right? I'm pretty sure if you know, we measured Hero's brain when he's playing StarCraft, it would probably be the same as most people's brain deep in a DMT hallucination, you know? Whoa, check this out, guys. Are they building a mech suit down there? It looks like there's robot arms either building a mech suit or doing some sort of surgery on a dead ghost. Some cool details on these maps. Steam vent up there. We got some colored stuff rotating. Cool machinery on the edges of this map as well. So Raven's going to try to get in for harassment. But a single feedback, and that just basically has to run home with its tail between its legs. 3 racks building up. No third command center just yet. GUMIHO's swapped off the tank production. He's now going for the reactor, but he's built so many heavy tech units like cyclones, tanks, and to be fair, all of that gets countered by charge pretty well. Those units are pretty good versus Stalkers and Colossus. They're not so good versus Chargelots and Psystorm. Now, Hero hasn't seen the Raven just yet. It's like a Marine, a Reaper, and a Zealot have gone down. Did GUMIHO get a full scout yet? No, he didn't. He comes in with the Raven. Hero was not paying attention. That's a very weird auto turret placement over there. The second one comes down a little bit more of a traditional placement. Few Adepts moving down the left side of the map. Oracle's still just putting stasis traps everywhere. And it does look like a probe maybe, oh, does he see this attack? Okay, careful with the Oracles, mate. You don't want to lose these. Good reaction there by Hero. Hero's on 65 probes. He's only got 3 High Templar, though, and he's making gases and batteries right now? Guys, why is Hero not massing units? He's going 6 gas against the 2 base Terran. This is a crazy play for Hero. I mean, that's Hero in a nutshell, but this is a greedy end of the spectrum in terms of how he's playing. Tries to take out another Widow Mine. Does outrun those Cyclone lock-ons. That's what we're talking about. The Oracles can now escape. He's still probing. Hero's still probing. He's thinking about taking a 4th base right now. He needs to be doing nothing but making more units. He does have 5 High Templar now gathering. 3rd Command Center has only just started. I feel like GUMIHO was in a position where he wanted to go for a big attack, but now he can't. He's making an armory, a 3rd Command Center. I think he's realized, oh, Storm, I can't attack into that. This is a terrible spot to be in. Raven's going to come in and try and harass on the left side. Immortals are building. Hero has a spectacular economic lead, and the feedback does shut down that Raven. I don't know what you can do in this game now. As GUMIHO, you're going to be facing a much better army than yours in the long term. That being said, the upgrades are delayed. Hero's late on upgrades. He's not making a Robo-Bay transition yet. But I worry that the Zealot Storm count is just going to be so high that he can't really contest it. Widowmine drop coming in the left side. Going to feed back that one to damage it, but you got to be careful. Oh, okay, Widowmine gets 2 kills. Extra Widowmine going into the main. This is a great way to punish a player who you know has delayed a Robo because they won't have detection. Now Widowmine is going to be going off on a single probe as well. And no cannon. Okay, there's a cannon there. No cannon in the main just yet, which means those Widowmines might be able to fire again. And there's a double drop coming in to snipe the 4th. Hero's whole army got pulled out of position. He finally cleans up the natural and the main there with the Oracle Revelation. That took a whole F2 of his whole army. He's going to use Storm Drop to defend. Fair enough. I was like, hey, he's got nothing to defend. Man says, hold my Storm Drop, pig, and shut your mouth. And I'm like, yes, sir, Hero. I'm sorry. I should never have doubted thee. Second Robo-Bay on the way. He's finally making that transition. He's got to be careful, though. Not much map control for Hero. He does not expect this army coming in the left, and that's a giant army with only 1 medevac. What is this move? GUMIHO essentially is going for like a base trade right now without even having medevacs over there. This is a crazy move for GUMIHO. Hero gets the base to lift. If he just recalls, he should be fine. Does he have recall available? He does. Wait, why is he not recalling? Okay, he recalls a little slow, but he keeps his Robos alive. I mean, what did he lose? A battery, a pylon, no big deal. And you're mining 3 bases, soon to be mining 4, up against a guy who's got very little going for him. Blink only just started. Oh, so Hero can't really hunt this down. Nice Storm Drop. And good storms all over that. Cleans up a lot of these units. This is looking bad for GUMIHO. His 3rd base is just landed. He's like in survival mode right now. Double Colossus production starting. The only player I would ever think could lose a game from here is Hero. Out of the top level Protoss players. Like there's just no way Max Pax Classic would ever lose from here. But I know that Hero basically has the inability to rein in his aggression. If he goes and attacks right now, there's no ghosts. Never mind. I was going to say, if he just clumps up, gets all of his High Templar EMP'd, fights without Storm and without Colossus, then he could lose. There's not even ghosts on this map. They're only now building. GUMIHO is down in the dumps. He's essentially waiting to max out and going to look for 1 perfect engagement. While Hero's on 4 bases, he could take a 5th on the gold now. I mean, he can do anything he wants. And honestly, he's maxed, so he should probably get going. But he's forgotten Colossus range. He starts that now. Extended Thermal Lance coming in. Getting a bit of Viagra to pump up those boys' thick laser beams. And GUMIHO's going to go for a bit of a counterattack. Probably his best bet. Oh, Storm on the SCVs. But the prison does get shot down. Zealot's coming in, dude. GUMIHO's already going to lose his 3rd before the base trade even properly starts. Oh me, oh my, this is really bad for Gumi, but he can get in there and maybe make something happen. Recall's still off cooldown for another 30 seconds. Those probes are all going to die very quickly. You know, it's kind of funny. GUMIHO's in a way doing more damage to Hero than he's taken, but that all is predicated on him getting out, and then what? I mean, he's still only on 2 command centers. The Raven goes down, the Twilights, the Robos, a lot of tech gets focused down. A Colossus, another Colossus got focused down. Not the best control for Hero by any means. He lets a lot of those units get out. GUMIHO making the best of a terrible situation. It doesn't matter, the numbers are too big. And he can very quickly rebuild. Now, one of my favorite things about Hero is he usually doesn't rebuild his tech after losing it. He just goes and attacks. And it's kind of funny to watch, because it's like he clearly needs a Twilight, a Double Forge, but it looks like he's not going to go for any of that. He's just going to go kill him. And fair enough. I don't think GUMIHO can stop him, man. GUMIHO's still got a triple drop out here on the left side of the map. He's got a few units at home. But look at that. High Templar coming forward. Storms, feedbacks are going to be able to clear this out. The Archon. And, oh my god, he doesn't have much anti-air. The Sentries had to kill the Liberator, but it doesn't matter. There's so many units coming in. Triple drop tries to come in for the counterattack. Stalker's warping in on top of it. And GUMIHO has to tap out. He's just way too far behind. Hero got a very nice situation early and just said, you know what? Get Charge, get Storm. You can't touch this. All right. Down here at the bottom right side of the map, we've got Hero. Looking pretty cool with that build in game 1, just skipping the anti-air. If GUMIHO had started dropping him earlier and really abusing mobility, it'd be a very different game. It just shows how good Hero is at reading the situation that he's in. Going into Golden Aura now, though. I'm sure GUMIHO will approach it differently. Already, we're not seeing a gas first opening from him. And Hero is going out with 2 probes. Oh, he's proxy stargating, but he sent his probe out kind of late, which means he has to do it somewhere near here, or he's not going to get in position in time, guys. You better build that pylon pretty soon. It has to be starting in the next 12 seconds. Otherwise, you can't start your Stargate on time. There we go. Okay, so he's going to go Proxy Oracle. 1 base opening for Hero. Very aggressive opening. We've seen him do very well with this in the past. There is a build where he even went, I think, Proxy Robo and Gateways and did like a weird all-in. GUMIHO is SCV scouting, though, so he will at least have warning of this, which is very important. And he goes Command Center on the high ground. Thankfully, GUMIHO playing very, very safe. Probe should see it. Sees the Command Center. But SCV Scout and a Reaper. Definitely GUMIHO's wary. He knows who he's playing against right now. Stargate starts pre 2 minutes. And in comes the SCV. And he should be knowing. I mean, Proxy Oracle is such a popular build for Hero. He does it all the time. That factory should start right now. A few seconds late on the factory there. Could have had that SCV pulled slightly earlier. If that Cyclone ends up being a few seconds late, we can definitely point back to that and say, hey, that was a problem. Scouting around for those proxies, but hasn't been able to find it. And Hero, no doubt, will expand behind this. He's even going to go Nexus before Oracle. GUMIHO's like, where the hell is it, man? Where is it? Second gas on the way, Reactor. He's got a bunker on the high ground as well for a little bit of safety. This is the right way for him to play, but man, he's going to go everywhere except where that Stargate is. Oof. Hero and knowing exactly where to proxy, name a more iconic duo. I love that the Adepts have stayed at home to try and deny scouting, defend any Reaper harass, because he realizes with the Command Center on the high ground, you ain't going to get up there. Any sane Terran in this scenario builds a safety bunker, going to chill on that high ground, but he is going to start going Widow Mines rather than going for Cyclone first, which I find very surprising. This could get GUMIHO in trouble. Alright, Reaper diving in. At the same time, the Oracle's going towards the bunker, which is a bit awkward. He should go straight in for that Mineral Lion. He's missing out on damage potential right now. He goes for a tag and runs away. There's only 3 Marines. Hero! So occupied dealing with the Reaper, and he doesn't even get the Reaper kill. The Reaper just got a full scout. He sees the Twilight. He sees more gateways. That delayed factory absolutely was a weak spot. But Hero just did not realize, and he got a bit too careful with it, man. Did he just cancel the second Oracle? Looks like it. He's going to make Blink instead. I think Hero's like, okay, he's just going to play really carefully. I better also be careful. Now, if you have enough energy, you can both reveal that and kill it if you have like a bunch of Oracles, but with just one, there's no way. Worker advantage for GUMIHO. He is ahead in the numbers game right now. And that Viking comes in. Oracle gets out of there. I mean, chronoing Blink, this is... It's not bad in of itself, but it's also not good. And what I mean by that is your work account sucks as hero. And the fact that you're not probing means you are about as all in as you could possibly be. He's just going for broke. It is a 4-gate Blink. He's going to use the Oracle to spot the high ground. He's just going to try and win the game with Blink Stalkers, essentially. Now, if he could Revelate the Widow Mine, come in there, kill the Stalker, pick off the Widow Mine, there's no bunker on the natural. The bunker on the high ground sold. The second tank only just started. This definitely could be a kill move, but he's only just started building an X2 probes. Hero is so all in right now. 34 workers versus 39, and that Widow Mine, Hero's not looking. He's gonna lose a Stalker. Oh, Blink's not ready. That's why, even though he saw it, he couldn't react in time. Oh, and the Oracle goes down, which means he can't Blink on the high ground. Hero, what are you doing, mate? If he doesn't have high ground vision, she can't Blink on top. That's the whole point of the build, is to Blink on the high ground. And he throws his Oracle away while losing a Stalker to the Widow Mine. Oh, no. Massive mistakes here for Hero. He's going to Blink it on the left side, take out the siege tank. But he's getting cornered. You can't Blink out here, mate. Where are you going to go? He's going to move towards the Marines. Oh, this is an absolute disaster. He gets a tank and a medevac for 5 Stalkers. His Oracle's gone. This push has been stopped before it even got started. Yes, he can out-micro the Marines, but the moment the tank is sieged, he's going to be taking big shots. He needs to get back. Oh, Hero's economy is so weak. He's going to go take the gold base. Makes sense. Yeah, you're up against the wall. The gold base could potentially get you back in this game. Ooh. And 1, 2 Stalkers go down. Make it 4 more Stalkers for a siege tank. Now, if you can kill 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Marines here, get a bunch of SCVs, it's all good. But by the time he gets that tank dead, a new tank is there. And this is why it was so important to have the ability to Blink up the high ground, because then you could warp in, Blink up the high ground with 8 Stalkers, kill Stim, kill Shields, pick off more Marines, get some action going. But now he's had to wait for this Phoenix. He's going to go for the wrong tech lab first. I say the wrong one, the lower value one, the Combat Shields tech lab. And interestingly, he's going to micro around this base. He's just going to try and run. Okay, he's going to have Blink come off cooldown soon. He's already got 5 SCVs. He's going to Blink across the left. He's got the magic number to one-shot these units. He's doing a fair amount of damage. Depth comes in the natural. It's getting gunned down. Those Stalkers are going to try and recall, but he loses 2 more there as well. 13 Stalkers have gone down. Down 1,000 resources in the units lost when you've also been mining less for the entire game. This is what we in the industry would refer to as an effing disaster. The only reason he had a big income advantage is that was when the SCVs were pulled to fight against the Stalkers. They're all back to mining now, and there is a giant army heading your way. You've got 6 Stalkers, 1 Phoenix. You're upgrading some shoes right now. The opponents just decked out their military with state-of-the-art heavy armor. We're talking about anti-tank weapons. We've got medevacs, transports, mechanized infantry with night vision, power armor. And Hero's like, guys, we've got shoes now. I know you soldiers were complaining about the pebbles being a bit sharp and hurting your feet. We're going to have shoes in 30 seconds. And you're like, I don't know if shoes is enough to take on the gigantic army of men with guns and armored tanks rolling towards us, you know? This is like, hey, we finally got winter uniforms. Oh, they've got tanks. Uh-oh, we're screwed. Stalker's blinking in right now, trying to pick off these add-ons. Stim's already done. They will pick off that shields upgrade. At least he's keeping him away from shields, and he does have a gold base up, by the way. Stalker's blinking in, continuing to find damage, but the Stim on those Marines allowing them to close the distance a bit better on these Stalkers. Great micro by Hero to find what he can right now, but that bottom left base is exposed. He needs anything he can to defend there right now. Remember, he doesn't have recall. These Stalkers are trapped. They are trapped up against the wall, cornered, and man, that's what happens, dude. I feel like Hero just stepped into his garage and a whole pack of rabid Furbies that he tortured as a child finally got their chance to gather together their forces, corner him, and enact their revenge. You know, those Stalkers always bullying Marines in the early game, but when Stim, Shields, and Medevacs come out, it's time for the Marines and the Marauders to turn around and basically return the atomic wedgie to the Protoss player. The Stalkers here trying to back off right now. There's no way, right? What's he got? Stalkers, Zealots, 56 probes. I mean, the income's nice on that gold base. But even then, Mules are even better. GUMIHO doesn't have a third just yet. He's only now going to his 4th and 5th barracks. He's got, I mean, his army's not that big, right? It's only 13 Marines and 3 Marauders. Looks like he's got to drop across the other side of the map right now. GUMIHO finally spotting where that proxy was located. And the fact that he's trying to build Phoenix one at a time has got to be the most hero thing ever. Hero thinks Blinkstalker Phoenix is going to get him back in this game. You've already got Blinkstalkers for air control. Phoenix are absolutely worthless right now. Repowering the gateway kind of makes sense. I love that he's expanding here, guys. He's like, well, is the bottom left my part of the map or the bottom right? I don't know. I'm just going to put a base smack bang in the middle. +1 armor's on the way now for the Zealots. Not a bad idea to go that when you're on a very Zealot-heavy force. I think, man, Hero needs to get Storm for sure. Storm's a really kind of low investment comeback tool. And he'll need a few more gases for it as well. He does have 8 gateways. The fact that he's got a Forge going is good. There's no Ghosts out yet, but +2 attack on the way. This is something GUMIHO is so good at, is always keeping those upgrades rolling, even if he's only got 1 engineering bay. Chat says, you can tell how tiny everything, this map is tiny by how everything is so large on the minimap. That's a joke, right? Please tell me that's a joke, because sometimes I think maps are big, and apparently they're not, and it takes me like months into a map pool to realize. I've been calling this a pretty big map. I'm not crazy, right? Am I? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure that's a sarcastic comment in chat, but you never know. Occasionally I am actually a nincompoop. Still one of the greatest insults of the last 300 years. Let's be real, guys. Nincompoop. No one ever sees that zinger coming. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. Let me know in the comments your most favorite antiquated insults. I also like Doofhead. Doofhead's one you don't hear too much these days, but I do like it. Dude, that's 30 Zealots. Dude, Hero's actually bought himself a lot of time. He doesn't have Storm, which is an issue. I don't know where he just lost probes, guys. Guess it was maybe just the proxy probes on the map. Oh, if he hunts this army down, this will be massive. That's only part of GUMIHO's force. A lot of GUMIHO's units are at home. All of his tanks and a lot of his bio. If this army splits, Hero, split. To the left. To the left, Hero. Hero. Where are your stalkers? Blink them forward. Hero, he could have trapped that whole army there. Oh, Hero lets GUMIHO escape. That was a massive Hail Mary play that Hero could have pulled off. If he split half of his army to the left, he would have been screwed. GUMIHO would have been in massive trouble. The bio stimming back. The Widowmine's going to be firing momentarily. Whoa, big Widowmine splashies on those Zealots. Oh, great flank from the bottom, but he's not able to shoot down the Medivacs. Great fights nonetheless. I can't believe Hero's back in this game, guys. This was a disaster of an early game, and he might just turn it into a 2-0 anyway. He's gone 7 gateways right now. He's building 2 more because he lost his proxy gate. He's got +1 attack on the way. He's already got +1 armor. He's building a 5th base and Psystorm, but he desperately needs to get the Prism drop filled with High Templar. And since he's so rich now, I mean, he's got good gas income. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's on 6 gases. He could go second Robo Bay. There's no reason for Hero to wait right now. Hero just scared the crap out of him with that Zealot Swarm. He should set up Zealot run-bys to hit the 3rd. And then look to just buy time while he goes second Robo Bay. He's in a pretty good spot. He's trying to take a 6th base right now, splitting a lot of his army to do that. Stalker Archon squad on the left is kind of random. But, okay, he sees the army. He's going to try and do a bit of an ambush on it. Nice. Doesn't land a big hit, but he scares GUMIHO back. GUMIHO's got to be annoyed at this position. I feel like GUMIHO's leads have slipped away in this game, and he's probably a little bit unsure where they went. Now, we know his upgrade lead is still massive. We know his army's still even, and it's not like his economy's bad. It just felt like he should have been further ahead. Second Robo and Robo Bay are on the way, which is really going to help Hero. And honestly, I feel like with the map control Hero has, GUMIHO is scared into a corner. Hero can go triple Robo, Colossus, take a 6th base even if he clears up that Widowmine. He's just got control over this map, and he has for a long time. He just has to be very careful in this next 2 minutes to not let GUMIHO push into him. And I think GUMIHO sitting back is a mistake. As much as you don't want to throw away the game, like the moment GUMIHO maxes, he needs to get a move across this map because this is a maxed Zealot army. It's a few High Templar, a few Immortals, an Archon, a few Stalkers. Mostly it's Mass Zealot, and Mass Zealot is not a good army, guys. Yes, they're strong, but it's essentially, it doesn't matter how many guys with big clubs you have, if they have repeater bolt throwers, if they've got sorcerers throwing flamethrowers at you from the ramparts. you know, the Bio army with the Ghosts, the Widow Mines, the tanks is going to be a much better quality army, especially when you take into account the upgrades. 2-1 versus 1-1. Watch out. Sneaky Nuts getting caught out there. Sneaky Nuts does get caught out there, guys. He's got a Prism. He's going to come with a Flanking Storm Drop. Flanking Storm Drop coming in from the right side. It was an F2. It was an F2. Oh, hero. It wasn't a Flanking Storm Drop. He leaves an Ambush Disruptor that was perfectly placed, doesn't use it. Flies his full Storm Drop into its death. Now his Robos are exposed. He built his Robos in the most exposed, worst position you could possibly throw your Robos down at. Oh no, his Zealots are coming in. They're going to find some damage on the other side, but he's just lost one of his Robos. He's only got one left. Wasn't able to get the Colossus out. He's trying to counterattack, but the Planetary is stopping him there. Yes, he's killing a lot of SCVs, but eventually this defense will be complete for GUMIHO. I mean, he's breaking the economy. He's breaking your back. Yes, you killed 22 workers, but the 4 bases are still there. The Immortals are getting gunned down. Half of the army is tracking GUMIHO, Hero's army back to GUMIHO's base. And this is a disaster for Hero. These Stalkers are fragile units. They don't want to be fighting against this 3-2 Bio. The Bio upgrades are off the charts. 3-2 Bio is hammering it home. And that's a disaster, mate. Hero. It looked like he managed to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat, but then he loses the Disruptor, loses his Storm Drop at the moment where we were just explaining that was the most dangerous part of the game. If all he needed to do was buy himself another minute, he's got 3 Colossus out and a Storm Drop and a Disruptor, and he lets it all slip away. His upgrades also were at a very bad point right then, so well played by GUMIHO. Looked like it was slipping away, but he ties up the series. Alright. We got GUMIHO in the top left side of the map, fighting back there. Man, getting that Disruptor in that Prism with the High Templar, that was like... we were just talking about how it was a Zealot-only army with a little bit of support, and those were the biggest pieces of support that Hero had. They were like the most important parts of his army. To lose both of them like that, oh, a little unfortunate, but it does happen. You know, he's good in the Chaos. He's better than many players in the Chaos a lot of the time. He's opportunistic, he dives in when other players don't have the chance to, and sometimes he just throws his army away due to that disorganization in ways other players wouldn't. And it seems bad, but I always have to remind myself, as someone who does get quite critical of players, I'm like, well, on the other hand, he does things that the players who play much more rigid, organized systems very rarely are able to pull off, if ever. There's a lot of games you look at, you go, only Hero could have pulled off this comeback. And I mean, there's strengths and advantages to everything. I'm sure there's a middle ground where ideally we could set up like a training regimen, you know, for a player who's dedicated enough to learn how to do both. But it's gonna be really interesting to kind of see as RTS games develop, especially if we get like another big RTS that pops off and you get a lot of the StarCraft players and knowledge base moving over to it. Does like a new height of RTS esports get reached where you've got players who are mixing and matching all this theory and all this knowledge and learning across those systems? Dude, he's so annoying with his probe. This is awesome. He's going for an expand behind it. Nexus goes down. You know that probe's gonna think about looping in there, but the Marine is almost out and he wants to regen his shields. Oh, he's 100% gonna go through that mineral line, right? Wow, GUMIHO already repaired that SCV up to 10 hit points. Sees the Marine, and he's gonna pull back. The barracks has to float over, so slightly awkward opening there for GUMIHO due to the probe harass, but you lose a lot of mining time sending that probe over. Chat's asking me if I know about Silica. I assume you're talking about an old game called Silica, but all that popped into my head is, you know, there's like the little pack in the bottom of some packages to stop the moisture from ruining it, because that's, when I hear Silica, that's all I think about, one of those little packages. I recently had to get a new bit of luggage for traveling, and when I went overseas, it somehow burst in transit. I didn't even know it had one of those bags in it, so I opened my luggage, and it was just filled with these tiny little silica beads, and that was really annoying. I was like having silica, little gel beads fall out of my pockets for days. I was like, gosh, how many of these fit in one of those bags? It's so annoying. Okay, it's an RTS FPS hybrid. Oh, I think I've heard about it. I do love RTS FPS hybrids. None of them have really popped off in a big way. Natural Selection, though, was one of my favorite games ever. It blew my mind, the original one as a kid. And I did play a good 50 hours or so of Natural Selection too. I kind of wish I had a group of people, of friends to play more with. But, I mean, it kind of came out and was played the most right when I was basically a pro gamer who played very little of anything except StarCraft. I had like a good 7-year gap where I basically only played StarCraft and very few other games. Anyways, Cyclone gets the probe. Oracle's on the way here for Hero. So Oracle versus Cyclone opening. Now there is a medevac on the way and a few Marines building. This could turn into a pretty vicious pressure. Interesting. Factory's lifting off. What are we doing right now? Oh, okay. I think he's going to maybe do his double reactor Marine build. He's building a tech lab to swap over and go Raven in a moment. And then I think we might see a third barracks with a reactor while single barracks makes stim and then combat shields consecutively. This way you can get a much higher damage army out very early of super Marine heavy. But you have to make both upgrades one after the other, which takes a long time. Alright, Oracle comes in, gets an SCV. That's not too bad. Only taking shields damage. Looking for a third base right now. Second and third gateways on the way. Trying to build Phoenix behind this to shut down the counter pressure. But a bit of a supply block there did slow things down. Hero starting up another pylon. GUMIHO comes in, spots that pylon. He's going to unload and just come in and say, hey, free pylon kills. Let's take that, man. We'll go for the probe first of all. Hero doesn't react in time. It goes down. And just going to cancel that pylon surely. Nope. Hero not canceling the pylon, funnily enough. One Marine gets picked off. The Phoenix will shut down the medevac if they choose to commit. And they will eventually do so. But they have to use all their lifts. Good micro on that Phoenix, pulling it back there. Great defense by Hero. Drops the third Nexus. Drops a pylon again to replace the one that went down. And we should be seeing him teching up now. It's already 5 minutes and there's no Robo or Twilight Council started. But Hero's going for an opportunistic counterattack. I would never think to do a counterattack right here, but he's like, I've got 4 Adepts, I got 3 Stalkers, I got 3 Phoenix. Let's see what I can do. And the siege tanks are very vulnerable this early in the game, so this could absolutely do some stuff. 3 barracks are up. Stim is almost finished. There's only 8 Marines, though. There's no bunker. No bunker. This is where GUMIHO gets caught out a lot of the time by Hero. The Adepts are going to go in. But the Marines and the Cyclones on the ramp doing okay. The Oracle does go down. The Phoenix still trying to take it out. The Stalkers do take out the siege tank. At the end of that, I don't know who took more damage. A lot of Adepts went down as well as an Oracle. Got 2 SCVs, a few Marines, and a tank. Pretty damn close trade. I mean, it feels like Hero's work account is massively ahead, but Twilight Forge are just finishing now, so he desperately needs to get something up. And this Cyclone Marine drop could be a bit of an equalizer. It's just a big gamble because there's Phoenix on the map, you know? Third command center starting here just before the 6-minute mark. There's plenty of units defending the third, and there is a battery in the main, so this drop is kind of doomed to do just about nothing. Unless Hero fumbles somehow. I like this army's fainting. That's not a real push, guys. That's a fake push. Phoenix going to pick up some SCVs. He does get unloaded in the main. Stims in. Stalkers will warp in. The shield battery. Oh, he focuses the units because they can't get healed before the battery's finished. And the rest of the army's coming up. As I said, this drop will go down, yet GUMIHO's actually shoving the front at the same time. This man's a mad dog. Dude, that's a crazy move to be pushing like this. Dude, he's just trying to strike in while Hero's not ready, and he's finding a window before charge. The shoes aren't here. Hero has a massive economy advantage, but he's going to need to defend this base, and he already used battery overcharge in the main. GUMIHO's like, yeah, you used battery overcharge. You don't have that anymore. He's actually going to snipe a third with such a small army. Wow, that was really well done. He gets 5 probes. He's going to get another pylon in his shield battery. Hero needs to now expand to the other side. And what do we got? 4 gates. Charge is almost done. +1 armor is almost done. Stalkers are trying to cut off the rally, but they're not in position just yet. That's only 5 zealots, or 6 zealots. It's not enough to overwhelm this whole army. Good stim stutter step from GUMIHO. The Zealot Phoenix trying to dive on top, but he's out of lifts. The Zealots all get cleaned up. These trades are really good for Gumi. If Gumi can go home, if he can run to the bottom left of the map right now and get out of there, then he's in an amazing position. Remember, he's only now building a tech lab on his 3rd barracks. He has so little production. Oh, the Hero's going for a counterattack. This is getting really weird. Oh, this game's getting really weird really fast. Those Zealots are going to get cleaned up instantly, but the Stalkers and the Phoenix are cleaning up this Marine and this tank. I mean, the Chaos Master is here. Hero is ready to dance. Oh, the Phoenix! Okay, he does lose 1 Phoenix. These Stalkers need to get out. He's actually going to counterattack with 5-gate charge. If he can overwhelm, this could be game-changing. The Zealot's going to try and get on top of those tanks. The Phoenix going after the medevac. Oh, this is huge. If he can take out these tanks, that'll be massive. The tanks, both of them going to get picked off here. But a lot of Zealots do go down. He only gets 4 SCV kills. All in all, the trading has been good for GUMIHO. He's got a 3rd landed. Where's the engineering bay at? Does he not have one? He does have one. Looks Looks like the Phoenix flying in again. Okay, so +1 weapons versus +1 armor. Equal upgrades on both sides. Templar Archives on the way. That new third base. Looks like he took a long time to start that. Did he accidentally cancel that base? How is that Nexus not finished? He started that earlier, didn't he? Or did either he forgot to start it or he canceled it? Because there's no way I've been casting all this fighting and that didn't finish during that time. We're going to have to check the replay for that one. I have a feeling that he accidentally canceled that or started it much later than I realized. Only on 5 gates right now. Hero is on very heavy Phoenix play. He's on 8 Phoenix. He's got charge, but he does not have Storm. Phoenix charge can deal with a lot of Terran armies, especially with so little medevac healing. Zealot's going to come in for a counterattack. I love this move. This is a really good move here. Good reaction by GUMIHO, though. Very quick response, but he's still going to lose 5 or 6 guys here. He's just going to dive on the front. Wait. He's only on 5 gates. Guys, Hero's only on 5 gates. He actually just doesn't have enough army to defend. Hero never rebuilt. He's trying to go gases and stuff here. He's trying to attack up. He's warped Zealots in the main base as well, not at home. The Phoenix are going to try and kamikaze, but they don't end up landing the hit on the friendly units. The Phoenix are out of lifts, guys. If there was a few more Zealots, I mean, this was such a half-cocked push for GUMIHO, which is exactly why Hero did not expect it. GUMIHO said, I always get tricked by GUMIHO. I always get caught off guard by him. But how about I do some stuff that doesn't make sense, and he won't expect it either. And that push was kind of nonsense in isolation. You look at that, it's a bunch of damaged units with a single medevac pushing across at a time where they could get swarmed. But Hero, all of his Phoenix were on the wrong side of the map. He committed a Zealot warping in the main. He committed way too much to the other side of the map when he needed to focus on his own defense. He's now making sentries. Now, if you're wondering, guys, they say when behind Dark Shrine. For Hero, it's when dead, make force fields. Desperation sentries being warped in there. Force fields can be nice, but really, are they going to bring you back into this game? I very much doubt it. I feel like Storm would have been a much better investment. You know, start Storm, make 1 or 2 High Templar with that 400 gas. And that's got to be a better investment, in my opinion. Zealots keep getting spotted, so he has to pull them back. Why does Hero build all of his important structures in the front of his base? Well, it's very common to build the Robo on the natural, so it rallies to the front to help defend your bases quicker. But I think a lot of players just happen to go to their newest base where they're kind of doing most of the management, and they happen to go, oh, time to build a building, and they just slap it down. Oh, no, double Widow Mine. Oh, I mean, he kills a lot of Terran units, but those Phoenix do take a pretty nasty bit of splash damage as well. Luckily, the armory stops those Widow Mines from being picked up. There are 2 Immortals and a few Sentries, but guess what? GUMIHO's going to go around to the natural. There's no reason to fight into that choke point. Actually, even falls back. Not a bad choice. Phoenix here trying to find where is that army. He lost the Templar Archives because it was at the front. Oh, was it at the 3rd base? Oh yeah, that's just Hero literally slapping things down. I always point this down. Dark and Hero do it more than everyone, but most pros are prone to this, just throwing buildings down without thinking about where. Losing the Templar Archives is a disaster. Great catch from Twitch chat there. That's, oh man. He's going to start making a Disruptor and Colossus range at the same time. Hero is way behind in this game. He is massively outnumbered now. Second Robo he's going to go for out front at the 3rd. It's very dangerous spot, but if he loses that 3rd, he's dead anyway, so I understand the reasoning. At this point, he's like, I just need to reinforce into the fight, but every Zealot that goes down is so painful. He does have +2 armor, which means they're quite tanky compared to the +1 attack Marines. But the Marines are going to have +2 in the near future. They've got a big army. There's EMP, Widow Mines, Marines and Marauders. He's just going to try and click on the Disruptor. Oh no! Okay, good force fields. And he throws a very good ball shot. Gets a few Marines in a Widow Mine, as well as forcing back GUMIHO for a moment. There's a lot more force fields in here. I mean, so far those force fields are doing pretty good, but oh no, the Robo. If he loses that before the Colossus gets out, that's a problem. Stalker's sacrificing himself. The Widow Mine keeps changing targets to try and delay him moving up here. Oh, great play by GUMIHO, retargeting a Widow Mine Maru-esque maneuver there. And he's going to try and pull back. Does he pick up? I would probably try to just get out of here. Oh, my lord. Oh, he does a last-second spready. Not a very typical move. And he's just going to fight it out. Realizing he's going to lose the whole army. But it doesn't matter as long as he trades well. He's already killed a base. He's done crazy damage. And he kills pretty much the whole Protoss army. The rally comes in. Disruptor shot may get off, but Hero has been overwhelmed. What an exciting series. As Hero series always are. Unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen next. And shout out to GUMIHO, because I felt like this was a good early game spot to be in. But that drop in the main, forcing the overcharge, and then pushing on the third, punishing Hero for the late Twilight and Forge. And you guys will often hear me commentating whenever pros do these Stargate into third base builds where they've got nothing but Gateway units and Stargate units and no Twilight, no Robo for a long time. I always talk about how dangerous that is and how scary it is to me, because I'm like, man, what if they push it just a little bit earlier than you expect and you don't have Charge, you don't have Colossus or Storm? Isn't that scary? GUMIHO kind of showed the rare time where in a pro match it actually gets punished. Really well done by him. Great instincts, and oh, he just shoves it. Just shoves forward. The Immortal goes down. The Colossus does fall back to the battery overcharge. I gotta say, Hero's hanging on like a champ right now, picking up Widow Mines before they can fire, disabling Marauders. But the Phoenix count starts to fall, and the Colossus, as much damage as it's done, it's only one unit. It can't do everything itself. Extended Thermal Lance is being depowered. That upgrade will never be finishing. And GUMIHO going out in first place in this group if he wins this, which, let's be real, there's no doubts about that. Such an impressive run. Really cool to see GUMIHO doing so well this year. He's got so many wins over the big names. Hero was a nemesis for him. I said it at the start of the series. But so was Maru earlier this year. And then GUMIHO beat him twice in big tournaments this year in GSL and at Gamers 8 or ESL. I think it was ESL Summer, actually. Disruptor Shot's coming out, dude. Hero's ability to survive, second to none. I'm really impressed, I gotta say, as always. But even he cannot change the meaning of numbers, you know. At this point, there is no war in... Oh, man, I can't remember the bloody Airbender quote. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. GG, well played. GUMIHO wins with a 2-1.